Are you ready to vibe? You're listening to Creepy Vibes Only.
Hi everyone, Steph here, jumping on to say thank you, a million, trillion, bajillion thank yous from the very bottom of our hearts for getting us to hit 1,000 total plays. We are so lucky to have the best listeners in the world, and we just wanted to say that we appreciate you and are looking forward to keep going on this journey with you. We have some really fun stuff planned for the future and are super excited to do this with you, all of you. So again, thank you, and on to the episode. We hope you enjoy it. Bye. Bonjour.
Hello, world. Hello, Milo.
Hello,
it's us.
again.
Your weird friends.
It's a musical now.
And stuff. This is now a musical podcast. I have been, obsessed with Encanto.
Ugh, it's so good.
Iconic. It is the moment. Literally anything Lin-Manuel Miranda touches just turns to gold. It also took me until this year to watch Hamilton.
What?
I know. I'm a fucking
What's
loser.
wrong with you?
I don't know.
They're coming in town.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, we should go.
We should.
Yeah.
Tickets aren't that bad.
We should also go to Work the World.
Yes.
Because it's coming in... It's coming.
At one point.
There's tickets.
The world doesn't end before that.
Yeah. Work the World. Is there
Small
world?
caveat. I'm going to move this bag. So,
oh my god. ASMR. Wow. ASMR.
Sorry, it's right in front of the mic.
I'm not sorry.
So,
what's keeping you up at nights, Stephanie?
I don't have anything. Back to normal.
Okay, well, for me, Survivor's out. Vampire Diaries is in.
Really?
Yeah. I'm rewatching Vampire Diaries because I...
Oh, you're rewatching it? I was like, you've never watched it before?
No, I have. I'm rewatching it because
What am I rewatching? Heartland. Fuck.
Nerd. I like horses.
It's so good.
I'm a horse girl at heart. I say that a lot of my friends are horse girls. I don't hate horses. I'm allergic to horses, so I don't like them.
I want a horse.
I would not be around you because horses make my face fall off.
That's my show.
I'm just bitter about them because I can never love them the way I want to.
They're so pretty.
They make me die.
Everything makes you die.
I know.
Have you guys heard?
I don't know. I would whisper when I'm recording a podcast. That's not helpful.
I was gonna say, have you guys heard of the time that Emma and I planned a trip to Mexico together? I showed her multiple pictures of a venue I went to, described it as a jungle. And then when we got there, she was surprised that it was a jungle.
I wasn't surprised. I just didn't think of the consequences of it being a jungle because I have
severe allergies.
Not severe, but I am allergic to pollen and trees.
So, yeah.
Which is why I don't go camping because I feel like I'm dying when I'm camping. I don't go outside because the outside wants me to die.
Yeah.
Because I'm allergic to dust.
So that was a fun trip. It was a fun trip, though.
It was a great trip. A lifeguard threw a... So sorry, that's really funny to me. I was in the room because my tummy is upset because my tummy gets upset. My body's dying.
So I was chilling by the pool having a great time.
And a lifeguard threw a tarantula at Steph. Not intentionally, but in effect.
He aimed at me.
Okay, so there was a tarantula. I'm telling the story. You lived it.
So there was a tarantula that went into the pool.
As one does.
And people freaked out because obviously a tarantula's in the pool. And I'm being a good person, just sitting on my chair, tanning, minding my own business. And then they flick it out of the pool and it lands right in front of my chair. And everyone who, they're nuts. They all go around it to take pictures with it. And selfies are like, yeah.
Tarantula, poisonous.
The whole time I'm trapped because there's people around my chair and then I'm in front of it. So I'm scooting at the back of my chair to get as far away as possible. And then this lifeguard's like, I'm gonna save the day, takes his flip-flop and hits it straight at me. I've never traveled so fast in my life. I like flew off of my chair. It was traumatizing.
I was playing Luigi's Mansion on my Switch in the room, eating French fries.
It was, yeah.
Good times. Good old pre-COVID.
And then the first time I went to that resort, a few years before that, I like stepped on a scorpion in our bathroom. So traveling with me is something.
It's great. That I've done.
So much fun.
Otherwise, Steph is like extremely low maintenance. She's like having a houseplant. Just make sure she's hydrated and she just.
I'm okay.
It's great.
Just take bugs away from me.
Yeah, that's great.
All.
Kinda.
Yeah. So, do you have a story for me?
So, as some of you know, Steph likes to start off the podcast with creepy facts. So I have a list of creepy facts.
Yay!
That's my creepy vibe this week. I thought you'd enjoy it.
Oh, that's your story?
Yeah.
Fun!
So much of creepy facts.
Watch it. You have like all of the ones I have, and I'm like, fuck.
Well, I'm not going through ones I think you've already done.
Okay.
So shout out to shortlist.com.
Oh.
I don't think I've tried to find a website that you haven't mentioned.
I don't think they're on my list.
So we're going to go through their list.
Okay.
And I want you to think about the one that you find the creepiest.
Okay.
Fun interaction. So creepy fact number 1 revolves around Rainbow Valley. What a fun, cheerful name.
It sounds like it. Now I'm scared.
So it is referred to as an accidental graveyard. And Rainbow Valley is on Mount Everest. So
yeah.
Do you know why it's called Rainbow Valley?
Yes.
After all of the jackets of the corpses that are left behind. Because
fucking
unfortunately,
gross.
If you die on Mount Everest, they can't really remove you. So Rainbow Valley refers to all of the numerous corpses that are strewn about the hillside because it is a deadly place to climb.
Apparently it's full of trash too.
Yeah. I really feel bad for Everest. Like, it's not really.
It's been through a lot.
Yeah, we need to do something to clean it up because it's one of like the wonders of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Rainbow Valley, really great. Now let's talk about Little Albert.
Oh.
AKA the Little Albert experiment. So John Watson carried out this experiment, and the point of it was to determine if fear is something that is like natural to us or if it's something we learn.
Okay.
So this is awful. I'm laughing because we're
nervous.
A coping response because it's genuinely awful. So to determine if it was, innate or something we learn, he repeatedly traumatized a sick baby. And he kidnapped this baby every day from the on-campus daycare facility without its mother's knowledge. And he would kidnap it by presenting it with soft, fluffy things while slamming a gong with a hammer from behind a curtain to scare it. As a consequence, the baby developed a phobia of white, fluffy things. And the experiment only ended because Albert's mother found out and moved them away. And then Albert died before he was 6. Fucking awful.
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yep. The next one is the Jonestown Massacre, but we talked about that last week, so I'm just going to skip right over that. Baby farmer. So Minnie Dean, aka the baby farmer, is the only woman to receive the death penalty in New Zealand.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to skip over that. Jesus Christ.
What?
I don't want to read it.
Oh no. You need to tell us.
She's a lady who killed babies.
Oh
Talk
shit.
about how she killed
Okay,
babies.
we're moving on.
She's a bad lady.
We're moving on.
She's a bad lady and she killed babies.
Oh
Jesus
my god.
Christ. Sorry, I'm reading these live. Okay, live forever. This one's less horrible. Shi Huangdi was the founder of the Ying Dynasty, and he was the first emperor of China.
Okay.
Huge accomplishment. As so many do, he wanted to be immortal.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
So he took his doctors and he was like, doctors, you need to fucking make me live forever. You have to find a way. So they were set out to find what was an elixir of mortality or immortality. And if they did not succeed, he would kill them. So his doctors quickly discovered with air quotes, a magic potion, and he started drinking it daily because he was like, "This is it. This is the elixir of life. I'm gonna become. This is the like my ambrosia."
Yeah.
What was in this potion? You say it was mercury. So then he died of mercury poisoning.
I can't say time like karma.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm like still in shock from like the last one you read, and then the one you
I read it, and like Steph had to watch me just like, ugh. This is one I'm definitely going to cover at some point.
Okay.
The Stanford Prison Experiment.
Horrible.
So it's
horrible.
Like I would say the most
one of the
most infamous psychology experiments, and it was an attempt to determine the psychological effects of perceived power and hierarchy. So he took a group of like college students who were volunteers, and he gave them either positions as guards or prisoners. And this is all determined at random. Unfortunately, this experiment took a very serious and very like dark turn because the people who were given the guard positions started psychologically torturing the prisoners. And unfortunately, the prisoners accepted it because they perceived themselves as lower in the hierarchy and became submissive. And unfortunately, some started to develop psychiatric conditions as a consequence of it. It was so steep of a decline, and it was so intense that the experiment only lasted 6 days because it obviously had extremely questionable morality surrounding it.
Yeah.
And now it lives on as like a benchmark for how quickly people can become cruel. And how hierarchy and authority can really get fucking wild. The next is the Hinterkaifeck murders. So in 1922, all 6 inhabitants of a farm were killed with a mattock. Prior to the event, like a couple days before, one of the victims actually had noticed footprints in the snow leading from the edge of the forest to the farm, but none leading back. A newspaper confirmed that no one had purchased. A newspaper then appeared at the farm and no one had purchased it. So clearly, like, someone had gotten in.
Yeah.
And 6 months earlier, the maid had actually resigned from the farm, saying that the farm was haunted. That there was a ghost. And to this day, we don't know who committed the murders, but obviously, it was like someone who was like.
We need to look into that story.
Isn't that crazy?
We need to cover it.
Yeah, Hinterkaifeck murders. I'm taking a screenshot. That's creepy, eh?
Super creepy.
The next one is one called Buried Alive. Gross. So Octavia Hatcher was a woman who lived in Kentucky. And unfortunately, she lost her infant son. And as a consequence, she fell into a serious depression and eventually became extremely sick and went into a coma and became pronounced dead as a consequence.
Oh, shit.
Over the course of the next few days, a bunch of other people in like the local area became ill and had the same symptoms as Octavia, but they eventually recovered. As soon as like they noticed like, oh, they had the same symptoms, they start recovering. People were like, oh my god, like Octavia must have had the same illness. Octavia had been buried alive. So they were like, oh my god. So they started digging up her coffin. And when they opened the casket, they found the lining. The lid was torn from her nails. And
gross.
She had tried to claw her way out, but unfortunately, she died of oxygen deprivation. Consequently, her husband erected a life-sized monument to her.
So sad.
And some say it was common to be buried alive back in the day, like they didn't do autopsies and stuff. So some coffins were actually made with air vents and a bell to ring if you happen to wake up.
Imagine being the person on like night shift and you're just like cleaning up the graveyard and then a ding 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 ding.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking run.
So this is fucking wild to me. And I'll talk about why I think this happened. Let's talk about the French Revolution.
No, are we on theme?
On theme. So during the series of overthrowings and executions with the guillotine, which was developed during the revolution as an expeditious way to kill people, a man named Dr. Bourrier was like studying death and like the effects of the guillotine and like how one would die. And so he asked a condemned prisoner, Henri Languille, who was about to be executed by the guillotine. I keep saying that as the most English accent, guillotine.
In guillotine.
Guillotine. So he was like, Henri, when you are executed,
Oh, that's horrible.
I need you to blink as long as possible.
Okay.
So Henri ended up blinking for 30 seconds. So they say. Yeah. And that's all the stories.
Well then.
For you today.
That was creepy. I like
the
it.
baby one was the worst. But
the baby one was 100% the worst.
You can read about that.
Not even the one you didn't read, the one before that. Like, I'm sure the one you didn't read was horrible, but the one that we've heard, the baby kidnapping one,
yeah, not good.
Nah.
Not good.
Leave people alone and their babies alone. Just have your own baby if you need one.
Minnie Dean, hope you're rotting in
Don't experiment on babies.
Well, Minnie Dean was the lady. I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
That's too much. That's where I draw the line. Jesus.
Oh my.
Christ in a kayak. Well, Steph.
It's
take us
my
to a brighter
turn.
Place. So now that I've traumatized you.
We're back. Guys, we went for lunch.
We did have lunch. It was good.
There's too much trauma.
Like, we need to decompress. All right, Milli Vanilli.
We had poutine.
I did. Well, actually, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did poutine.
All right.
Brain's done. Poutine was so good.
So if you're listening to this one go, we recommend that you pause at this point. Go get a snack.
Yeah, have a snack. Refuel.
Yeah.
Have some water. Rehydrate.
And then come back.
Yeah. And then come back galvanized.
Because Emma just really went at it.
Yeah. It's unforgiving.
So we are now at round, what is it, 4 now? Round
4.
Yeah.
Because I have options 2 and 3 left.
Yeah.
3.
So 3. Oh. Okay. It's not gonna get better.
Great. Sorry guys, it's one of those episodes. Oh, lucky day.
Even if you guys went through a crap ton of creepy facts, I have one.
Cool.
And I want to read it.
Cool. I'm ready.
Humans have enough bite power to bite off their finger, bone and all. The only thing stopping us is our brain's natural safety factor.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Fun.
Gross.
That's why you don't put anything in people's mouths when they're seizing, including your fingers, because you can lose a finger.
Yeah. All right.
Yay.
So this story is a little different than what I usually do.
So there's no aliens.
Not this time. I thought my door was opening. That's weird.
It's the ghosts.
So we are going to visit Corpsewood Manor.
Is that in a video game? What kind of a name is this? Resident Evil? This is Corpsewood Manor.
I'm very happy that you don't know.
Whack ass name.
Can you hear crying?
Yes. Milo was for sure at the door. He heard Corpsewood Manor and was like, excuse me? That sounds like my kind of place. Hey, Milo. Oh, we have a dog situation. Hey, Milo.
Everyone up the stairs.
Oh. Yeah, Steph's mom got a puppy. He's really cute, and apparently he can climb stairs now. They're having an adventure.
Yeah, we have a new dog that's going to be a part of this podcast at one point.
He's so cute.
We'll post a picture.
He's a Portuguese water dog.
A little tiny terror.
Just like the Obamas.
Not the terror part.
No, he's a Portuguese water dog.
Yeah.
Barack's the man.
He is. We miss him.
I also really like a hug from Michelle.
Yeah. Come over to Canada.
Instagram, it says that she's the hugger in chief.
Oh,
I know. Anyways,
they need to come over and just take care of what's happening here.
Guys,
they would fix our shit like that.
Think of leadership.
All right, back to Corpsewood Manor.
Nice.
So we are going to do this in sections.
Okay.
And I'm not going to explain you why, because it's all going to come together at the
Is
end.
it different kind of corpses that are in the woods?
Potentially.
Okay.
So
is it actually a wood of corpses?
No, it's a manor,
Made
and
of
its
wood.
name is Corpsewood Manor.
Why is the wood corpsey?
You'll see.
What kind of a name is that? This is a fucking Goosebumps novel. Corpsewood Manor is where the demons live. Like, this is some...
You chose this, okay?
Oh my god.
So we are going to talk about the man who built Corpsewood Manor. His name is Dr. Charles Scudder.
Scudder?
Yes.
Like an udder or a rudder?
Scudder. Scudder.
Oh boy. Okay.
He was born on October 6th in 1926 in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin.
Okay.
In a very wealthy family. So
He killed people.
No, he did not.
This name is throwing me.
He did not. He studied in zoology, chemistry, languages, and completed a PhD in pharmacology.
That's
so
cool.
Educated man.
Yeah.
And after graduating from Chicago's Loyola, yes, there,
Loyola
University, he became an associate professor in pharmacology.
It's a good school. Wow.
Also was an assistant director of the Institute of the Study of Mind, Drugs, and Behavior. He
Psychedelic.
believed that it's believed that the lab and Dr. Scudder have conducted government studies with LSD and its effect on people's behavior.
Literally psychedelic.
Yeah, mind control experiments.
Oh boy. Are we getting into MK Ultra?
I'm not telling you anything. You will discover. Okay. Common words used when describing Dr. Scudder are highly intelligent, interested in almost anything, soft-spoken, but confident, brilliant, charming, polish.
Evil.
Nope.
Okay.
Charles, Dr. Scudder, married twice, both marriages ending in divorce.
That's too bad.
Yes. And from his second marriage, he had 4 sons.
Wow.
Saul, Ahab, Fenris, and Gideon.
Fenris.
Yes.
Sounds like a Viking.
Charles and his sons lived in a beautiful mansion in Chicago. Absolutely loved his mansion.
Was it Corpsewood Manor?
No.
Then why is it in this story?
You'll see. He loved the facade of it, the gothic look. And they had two wings, so it provided enough area for everyone to live together. Everyone had room for their own
mansion, of course.
activities.
For everyone to live together.
And also he had 2 English Mastiffs. So they all lived together.
Baby.
Yeah.
Baby boy.
So in 1959, Dr. Scudder hired Joseph Odom. I think Odom.
O-D-O-M?
O-D-D-O-M.
Yeah, Odom, I don't know.
Odom. Commonly named Joey as his housekeeper and cook. Joey lived with the family, and eventually the pair became a couple.
Oh,
yeah,
we love gay love.
So Charles, he was a very, very obviously interesting man.
No wonder his marriages ended in divorce.
Yeah,
they could have been bi, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's got large variety of hobbies: drama, music, art, science, language. Like a very educated, interested in everything. Of course, the controversial work he did with LSD kind of added to the who is Dr. Scudder?
Mystery man, experimenting on people, hopefully consenting.
Also, he had some interesting friendships. Of note, Anton LaVey. You don't know?
No.
Okay.
Was he evil?
He is no. He is an author and also the founder of the Church of Satanism.
Fun.
Yeah. So when people would ask Dr. Scudder about his religious beliefs, he would often say that he was a Satanist. He denied joining the church because he didn't want to pay the membership fee, but later on it was it was shown that he did actually send him his card. So he said that he was a Satanist, or that he was didn't believe in God because, and then would say that he worshiped the devil and all that, kind of more to get a rise. Yeah, a rise out of people. But also he identified Satanism because it was one of the only religion that accepted him as the way that he was.
A gay man, yeah.
He was able to party. He's able to be homosexual. He there's no constraints or judgments.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in 1976, Charles decided that he had enough of his beloved mansion in Chicago.
So, fuck this place.
The neighborhood was actually getting a bit too violent for him.
Oh.
His sons had moved away and they were living on their own. And he actually had just lost his youngest son, Ahad.
Oh.
So he was living from the grief of losing his son, and then the other boys were gone. The neighborhood was changing on him.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So it was just time for him to move away.
Wow.
So him and Joey had decided to just go off with their 2 dogs and live off the grid.
The dream.
So they bought 20 acres of land near the town of Tryon in Chattooga County, Georgia.
That's quite a move. Illinois to Georgia?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
The land that he bought was undeveloped mountains, like a mountain forest.
You know, it lives in the mountains.
And when the couple arrived at the site of their new home, it was during an ice storm.
Okay.
They were greeted by barked, like the trees were all bare. They looked then, there's no like leaves. As they got closer to where they would eventually build their home, there's a corpse of a dead horse. And that's when they decided to name the road leading up to the land Dead Horse Road.
That's so literal.
And eventually they name their site Corpsewood Manor.
In honor of the horse.
In honor of the horse and then the dead
woods.
looking trees, all
Jesus.
of that.
How very macabre.
Yeah. So for the next 6 years, they worked on their house and on the land.
6 years?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So they planted gardens and trees to live off of the land.
Nice.
Planted a vineyard to make their own wine. Joey planted a big rose garden, and that was actually one of his proudest achievements when it came to Corpsewood Manor.
For the blood red roses.
So when it came to the house itself, it took them 2 years to build it.
Mm-hmm.
And they refer to it as their mini castle. So Dr. Scudder, Charles, was a huge fan of the Addams family.
I love that. I exactly see where this is going.
So he made sure that the house was built in a Gothic style.
Of course.
So on the road leading up to the house, he nailed a sign in the tree saying, "Beware of the Thing."
Yep.
The house didn't have any electricity. They had a wood burning stove in the kitchen, a chemical toilet in an outhouse adjacent to the house. There's a pink gargoyle from his...
I love that it was pink.
It was from his old mansion, brought over there to guard the new home. And also, one of his many habits, he made stained glass windows. So he made a bunch for his new castle, and there's also like a lot of Gothic paraphernalia all around.
My mom and dad's friends does stained glass.
Oh, really?
Uncle Peter. Shout out to Melody and Peter. Melody listens to us. She shares our posts.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So on top of the mansion, they also built a chicken tower that has 3 stories.
Love it.
So on the first floor, chicken coop.
Of course.
Second floor, storage.
Chickens do need storage.
For food and all of that.
Yeah.
Third floor, the pink room.
Just a pink room.
The pink room was completely decorated in pink.
I love that.
It's furnished with mattresses on the floor.
Okay.
It also contained candles, a guest book.
For visiting the chickens.
Whips, chains, and pornography.
Nice. It's like the Red Room.
This is where they hosted multiple parties.
They would have orgies above their chickens.
Yes.
That's hysterical.
So the couple...
50 Shades of Hair.
They would host these like drug and booze infused parties, and
this is the 60s or 70s at this point.
At this point, we're in the 70s.
Nice. Disco time.
Yeah, so people, they had it all in the main room over there, and their like pink room away from the main house. So they were known for the wall parties that anyone, like, you could just knock on the door and be like, sure. Everyone was invited.
Jesus. In Georgia, no less.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh no.
We'll see.
Oh.
But it wasn't the only thing they were known for. They were also known for opening up their land to the locals. So they would let hunters hunt under their land as long as they knock on the door and told them, like, hey, is it cool?
Yeah, by the way.
They would bring their fruits to Dr. Scudder for him to make wine.
Nice.
Joey hosted some weddings in his rose garden with Charles playing the harp during the wedding.
I'm just looking up what Corpsewood Manor looks like.
Don't.
I just want to see what it looks like.
After. Don't.
Oh my god. Fine. Fine.
So they basically had they built their own castle. Yes.
I'm sulking. Fine, they made a castle that I can't even see.
You'll see it after.
Ugh.
So let's fast forward to December 12th, 1982.
Fine. I bet they know what the castle looked like.
Yes, they do. Kenneth Avery Brox, who was 17, and Samuel Tony West, who was 30.
Did they murder these nice people?
They had been at Corpsewood a few times before.
And they murdered these nice people, didn't they?
I don't know. We'll
you
find
do
out.
know. They did in the pink room. Above the chickens.
So that night, they decided that they were going to go to Corpsewood.
Oh.
On the way, they picked up Samuel's nephew, Joey Well, and Joey was with his friend, Teresa. So they picked up the two kids and said, like, hey, we're going to Corpsewood, party place, whatever.
Let's go have sex with your uncles.
So the one thing the dude forgot to tell Joey and Teresa is that they were actually going there to steal the millions that they thought the couple had. They believe that Dr. Charles and Joey Odom had millions stashed away in the manor and that they wanted that money.
Oh, evil people.
Mm-hmm. So the four went over, knocked on the door, were invited in. They partied, drank, all of that. Then at one point in the evening, Kenneth, the 17-year-old,
Fucking Kenneth,
he went outside to his truck to grab the rifle that was hidden in his truck.
I knew it.
And then he proceeded to go shoot Joey 4 times. And then he shot the couple's 2 mastiffs.
Not the boys.
Yeah.
Not the boys.
Brock then went back into the house. Him and Wes took Dr. Scudder, brought him outside to see what they had done to his lover and 2 dogs. Then they brought him back inside where they tied him up and interrogated him.
That's evil.
Terrified, Joey and Teresa tried to flee. But when they went to the truck wouldn't start, so they were forced to go back in by the 2 instigators. So after what's been assumed in the articles, hours of torture, Scudder eventually admitted that they were broke.
Yeah.
They had spent all of their money on building the mansion, making things, like they didn't have any money. So they shot Dr. Scudder 5 times in the head, ransacked the house, and fled the scene.
I hate this.
Stealing Dr. Scudder's car to escape.
I hate this.
The following morning, local hunters found the bodies. They had gone to see Joey and Charles to ask their permission to hunt, but they noticed bullet holes in the front doors.
Yeah.
That's when they went in and saw what happened. So let's kind of fast forward to December 15th.
So the couple died too? Like the young ones? The niece?
No, so they're still with the 2 murderers at this point. Okay. They all left in the same car. Oh. Yeah, because the truck didn't work anymore, right? So they didn't have a chance. They didn't know how to escape.
Yeah. So they're like, okay, I guess we're going with you, fucks.
Yeah, they didn't have a choice. So on December 15th, the 4 people, the 2 murderers and the 2 kiddos we're talking about, arrived at a truck stop in Mississippi where they tried to rob Navy officer Kirby Phelps.
Jesus.
Robbery went wrong. They murdered him.
Oh my god.
And that point where they all split up, Teresa and Joey immediately turned themselves in.
They didn't really do anything.
They immediately went to the cops and told them what happened.
Yeah, they're like, Jesus Christ, you escaped.
So since they had no involvement, like we said, didn't do anything. Yeah. They weren't charged with anything.
Yeah, they're fucking victims too.
But the murders, they kept running. So on December 20th, Brock returned to Georgia. And this is just so we remember, there's so many names. So that's Kenneth Brock, so the 17-year-old.
Yeah.
He returned to Georgia to turn himself in.
Good.
And then West, and that is Samuel West, the 30-year-old. He then turned himself in on December 25th in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Good.
So sentencing wise, West pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder and was sentenced to death. But due to a retrial, his death sentence was changed to life sentences, and he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison.
Good. Hate him.
And Brock pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder and received 3 life sentences. So.
What about not kidnapping? They fucking kidnapped those people too. Not that I guess it changes anything.
Yeah, there's murder anyways. Like they're going to prison.
Still.
So about a month after the murders, Corpsewood Manor was ransacked and burnt to the ground.
Oh, that's why you don't want me to look at it.
No.
Oh. What about the chickens?
So obviously, like people get obsessed with like we've seen it in some of the stories we've covered. Anytime there's a murder, people just like need Milo's here.
Yeah.
So people were like enthralled with the murder and kind of like
no, I should be lying down.
Yeah, Milo's gonna
Hey, Milo.
attack you.
Ah!
Lie down, monkey. So while Emma's getting licked to death by Milo.
Hey, Milo.
So this place became this huge sensation. People needed to go, and people needed a memento.
Oh yeah.
So after having it been kind of
Stealing
burnt to the
dildos from the
ground,
pink room.
they like started taking mementos. So it would either be
ow! Don't claw me.
Yeah, he hits if you don't pet him.
Jesus, you psycho.
And then the ruins slowly started being smaller and smaller with how many people.
Like, thanks for the shred of wood.
Well, that's the thing. People kept like
Yeah.
it was a structure, but people kept saying like a brick and a this and a that, and it just became smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
However, that's not the only like the murder itself is horrible.
Yeah.
But what is more horrible, well, not more horrible, but also after the murder, there was a media frenzy where their lifestyle was vilified.
Oh no.
So people started talking about like these evil homosexuals and their occults.
God hates homosexuals.
And like the 2 victims were like at one point they were just completely vilified in the press.
Oh, and they've been so nice to the community.
Yeah. So there's rumors of devil worshiping sex parties and sex
Satanists.
crazes. Rumors that a devil was conjured to protect the grounds. Soon, Milo, stop eating the plant. Yes. Charles and Joey became known as the queer devil worshippers.
Oh.
And not the nice locals.
Gentle gay uncles of the area.
And that's who they were, and how they treated their neighbors before was completely forgotten. So.
Nice men who made wine, and it just sounds nice. Not that they were not the opposite stuff. They were like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm now looking at pictures of Corpsewood Manor.
Yes.
Now I can see what it looks like.
So the reason why I was attracted to Corpsewood Manor is because it's got paranormal activity.
It's called Corpsewood. It looks cool.
It's now known as Devil Worship Mountain, which is sad.
Yeah.
But one thing to note is that remember those people who stole little mementos?
Yeah.
They brought them back. They had to return them to the property because they soon realized that they were cursed after.
Yeah, no shit.
So the people right after removing something from the property, some people had cancer, financial issues, general misfortune, death, and it was told that for them to lose the curse, they had to bring back the memento and apologize. No so slowly the ruins started to be back. They started to be built back up again.
Yeah.
To what it kind of was its original state, but it's still just like ruins around. But you have a general sense of what it was.
Yeah.
Also, like no one goes there anymore, so nature has completely taken over. Aside from the curse, if you do decide to go and visit, you will have the sense of always being watched. when walking around the property, you will hear footsteps following you around, even there's no one there.
Gross.
And then the footsteps, as you're walking, while they're following, they tend to become faster and faster and faster to the point where you feel like someone's running after you. Some people who have described this, they even said like there's ravines. They could hear someone running after them, and then they saw footsteps in the water, even if there's no one there.
Sheesh.
And then people can also, when they're in visit, they can hear someone playing the harp, which they think it's Dr. Charles Scudder, who loved to play his harp.
Charles.
And then other people say that they can hear dog barking.
That makes me so sad.
Many people thinking that it's the couple's dogs. They're still guarding the grounds.
Oh my god. I found a picture of them and one of their dogs. It makes me so sad.
I know. Such a good picture. I know the one you're talking about.
He's just a baby. He's doing a big lean. He's just the pink room.
So that is the story of Corpsewood Manor.
It's so sad.
Very sad.
I love their big pink gay gargoyle. I found that great. Wow.
They're just like a couple who minded their own business, were nice to people, and then you had these two freaking shitheads.
Just like getting dick down. And they start, oh, there's another picture with one of their dogs. Man.
Yeah.
Don't do a murder.
No, leave people alone. And like, as much as like, don't kill people, it's sad. I just hate how they like twisted it around.
Yeah, they were nice members of society, doing some devious stuff, whatever.
But I mean, like, same time, it was at their home. People showed up willingly. They didn't went around and be like, "Hey,
also
go to my pink room."
Their community was clearly participating.
Yeah,
so
they minded their own business.
Stones and glass houses.
Oh, very sad story.
So sad, and the dogs.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
Wow, what a cheerful episode this has been for you guys.
Yeah. Go get like candy and chocolate.
I'm literally now like lying down under a blanket.
We apologize. We will maybe try to do better next time.
Now we're just gonna do what we want. Anyways, thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for listening. Keep encouraging us.
Keep it creepy. Honk honk.
Rate. Like
and subscribe to
download
more content to make you lie and stare into the void.
We really would appreciate your encouragement, whatever you can do. It'd be very helpful. We want to, make this become something.
Don't forget to go into our episode about cults, the first one, and say that you want to learn about geese. I think it's important that I remind you guys of that on a weekly basis.
So whatever you can do, if you can share, you can download, leave us a review. We'd really appreciate it. We want to keep building this little podcast of ours and give you guys more fun stuff.
Send us pictures of your dogs.
We'll post pictures of our dogs, introduce you to the dogs of Creepy Vibes Only.
Yeah. CVO bloodhounds. Neither of which are bloodhounds.
No. And you guys can send us your pictures.
Yeah.
Of your dogs.
Just dogs.
Of pets. No dirty pictures.
You.
Yeah. I feel like I had to.
Yeah, no.
Clarify.
Don't be weird. Don't be weird. We're not.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Creepy Vibes Only. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Creepy Vibes Only Podcast. And you can send us an email at cvopodcast@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe wherever you listen, download our episodes, and please leave us a review, ideally a really nice one. Thanks for vibing and keeping it creepy with us. We will see you next week. Bye!
So he was like, Henri, when you are executed,
horrible.
I need you to blink as long as possible.
You've heard the scary ghost stories. You've discovered horrendous crimes and opened your eyes to the lives of murderers and missing persons. Maybe you've learned about cars or music. But have you ever wondered about the strange stories that make us, us?
From zombies in World War I to history-changing comets to witches and incestuous bloodlines, take some time to learn something about our peculiar past with Brad and Alyssa over on the podcast Strange History. Tune in wherever your ears are listening.